Guys, my son thinks I'm useless. Or at least that's how this week started, with my son passionately coming at me, bro, with the mom, it's not fair. Dad has to work two jobs and you just do nothing. Yeah, let's unpack that struggle. So, to kind of set the scene here, my son is 6, which means that he is in his big feels stage, right? My husband, he's a firefighter. So on this particular day, he was on shift. It was a shift Sunday for us. So we had gone to church, and then on our way back home from church, we were going to stop by the firehouse. We did. We had a lovely visit like we always do. We're loading up in the truck and we are heading out to come home. We are not even out of the parking lot before my son makes his statement. Mom, it's not fair. Dad has to work two jobs and you just do nothing. You just do nothing. And he just keeps repeating it. And at this point, like, this is a gut punch to my identity every time the dang sentence leaves his mouth. Obviously, since I quit my 8 to 5 job about 2.5, 3 months ago, life has looked different for us. We're all adjusting, and that does include my wonderful husband picking up and starting a side business where he's just doing some sprinkler installations and fixes because that's going to bring us some additional money during this transition. So he comes off shift, he may do some side work, and then he's back home. While we've all felt it as a family, like, he's still very much so present at home. He's always home for dinner, except on shift nights. He's still very much so around and available for the kids. But I think for the kids, it's just less than they're used to, which also too, right? What a gift. But I gotta love how much this kid loves and just wants to, like, stand up for his dad. Big feels. I love you, buddy. But what about mom? What about mom? As he is just coming at me, laying into me about how I do nothing. You do nothing. So after several you do nothings, I kindly asked him to stop. I acknowledged that his feelings were accurate. He's not wrong. Dad is working really hard. And your dad is amazing. And then I also proceeded to tell him that I work hard too. It just looks different now. In a attempt to validate, maybe I also went down the path of, hey, the house we live in, the vacations we've been on, all of the things that is because mommy and daddy have both worked hard. Silence. Great. This isn't landing. I can just tell. I can feel it from the back seat. At this point, I'm like, fine. I've lost all respect in your eyes. Like, nothing I can say. Let's call dad to see what he has to say. Thank gosh, we call him. He answers. I fill him in on the situation, and he's so just he's just wonderful. He has a similar response, and he kind of proceeds to tell the children that mommy and daddy are a team. He recognizes the hard work and the rewards that we've had over the years because of mommy's work, and says that it's just his time to make more of the money so that I can follow my dreams too. Again, not actually sure how it lands with my son, but I did know that I was going to have to be reevaluating some things and processing this struggle. So a couple things, like the ways that I started to unjuggle this one. First and foremost, right? Just recognizing he's a kiddo, and that all of us, whether we're 6, whether we're in our 30s or 50s and beyond, we are all a combination of the things we've either been told, what's been modeled to us, and then what we've personally experienced. So rightfully so, he's being told that mom quit her job and dad has to go to work again. It's being modeled to him that mom's sitting on the back patio a heck of a lot more. Whether I have my computer in hand or not, that seems to be irrelevant with the child, neither here nor there. I digress. While mom is sitting on the back patio a heck of a lot more, dad has to leave to go to work again. And what he's experiencing is that all of a sudden I'm much more available while dad is less available. So again, like I said, that's a gift all in itself, that my husband's incredible. My son, verdict's still out on him as far as I'm concerned. maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love him. He's all right too. I'm sure he's going to be incredible as well. Besides recognizing like the way that this kid was experiencing this event, I had to allow myself to have all of the emotions that began swirling. So some of them, things like questioning my worth. Oh my God, he thinks I'm useless. Oh crap, am I useless? And son of a gun, who else thinks that I do nothing? Doubt was another one. Like, what if this whole entrepreneurial thing doesn't work out? Am I putting my family through this whole transition? Like, for what? Obviously, I had the knee jerk anger emotion too. How could you think I do nothing? Dude, literally, I wiped your butt last night. Like, if that ain't doing something, then get somebody else to wipe your tushy. And then, of course, right, like the struggle, there is sadness too. As parents, we would love to be seen as the superheroes in our kids' lives and not the useless sidekick. Heck, I don't even know if I'm making an entrance at this point in this kid's world. Okay, I say that jokingly. I know better. I need to be kinder to myself. I know that's part of the things that I'm doing as I unjuggle this. So Shane and I talked. Shane, that's my husband. We talked, and we have 3 specific things that we're just going to be much more intentional about. And I think that that's going to help really our family push forward faithfully in this transition. The first one is that we are going to watch our language a heck of a lot more. So just being mindful of, it's not that mom doesn't have a job anymore. It's that mom is working on her business. And those language shifts, that's going to sit in an entirely different way than what we've been doing. And then I know too that this is going to be important for me as I adopt this new piece of my identity as an entrepreneur. Like, I'm building a business, and that takes hard work and guts, and it ain't easy chasing dreams. I am absolutely worthy of giving myself more credit simply in the language I use about how I'm spending my day and what I am or am not doing. Another thing we're going to do is that I've got to go back to some of the work from home boundaries that I've had for over a decade. It's what helped me be so successful. And that just comes down to having designated work spots in the home that help me be more productive and hyper focused on the work at hand. It also sends a message to my family when I'm in these designated spots. So whether it's like my office or I've got a spot in the front room too. If I'm in those spots, it sends that message to my family that I'm focused on work, and they'll have to engage with me at a different time. It sets my expectations and focus and intentions as much as it helps set and manage their expectations, their focus, and their intentions. Another thing, why I really believe in designated spaces beyond seeing the success that it's already had in my life is that it keeps the family spaces sacred. Like, never have I ever, will I ever, not happening, take a work call at a dinner table. Like, that kind of stuff is really important. So for as much as I keep my designated work spots, like, I'm good about setting those boundaries, it is equal on the other side too. And I think that that's part of the balancing act. And then last but not least, I mean, just continuing to just have just this immense amount of grace. You keep growing and figuring this thing out. My husband and I, we thought we were communicating to our family in a way that these kiddos would understand. And it turns out we just get this opportunity to try something different and to grow and to learn and to just get better as we go. So I'm grateful too for the way that our kids, like, they have the ability to challenge us and to create moments of awakening for us too. So again, the struggle, it's real, but there's some really beautiful things in that too. One last thing I just want to leave you guys with, because it was reflected back to me so beautifully in a God download to and from my new sister in Christ, Tamara Andres. I was telling her this story, and she looks at me first with, that little look of pity, like, then with that grin of, ugh, yeah, that's a tough one. And then it went into pure excitement as she exclaimed, she's like, oh, I've got an idea. You could explain this to your son. And like, okay, go for it, girl. So she proceeds to share an analogy with a Lego box. And how cool is it when you get a fresh set of Legos and you open up that box, you get your hands on the instructions and you get to build this cool house from just a bunch of random pieces. Now, would you rather someone just hand you the cool house already built? And I think for some of us, yeah, we would. Or do you have a lot of fun in putting it all together? I know a lot of us have a lot of fun in putting it all together. Well, entrepreneurship, I'm finding out, is just like one big old box of Legos. We sit down with all of these, what seem to be random pieces, and oh, even better surprise, there are no instructions. There are no corporate systems already in place to tell you how to do something, or what to sell, or what time to clock in, or how much you're worth. Like, the good news is that we get to build the house we want to. We get to put the big balcony on it, put the doors and the windows on it. We get to craft it into our dream house, not the dream, quote unquote, they created for us. And I'm going to take the analogy just one step further, because I don't believe it's just for entrepreneurs. Highly relatable, yes, but I think it's a great analogy for just life. We're all gifted this box of what seem like random pieces, no instructions. And we're all just trying to put the pieces together to make a beautiful life. Keep building, my friends. We're in it together. Don't be afraid to knock down a wall or try something new. Watch your language, set some good boundaries, and keep growing in grace. And just know all the beautiful pieces of that dream life. They're already available and inside you. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again here next week. Same time, same place. Bye.